But then just a few days ago, there were funds allocated to continue backing Israel, which hurts my heart because it's an ethnic genocide and the displacement of people, the same that happened in America, and I'm sure you're aware of this.
But your voice, your perspective, your experience, your truth should not be suppressed.
Vice President Kamala Harris at George Mason University in Virginia, applauding a student who slams Israel, says that they're committing genocide. So what does this mean for our relationship with our closest ally? Joining us now to react is author Douglas Murray. Douglas, I mean, this was supposed to be about voter registration, and it ends up being this. She's not good without a script.
No, I mean, this was just the most horrible exchange for Kamala Harris, and I wonder how she's going to try to explain it in the days ahead. The student in question didn't express her truth, or your truth, as Harris put it. She just lied and libeled Israel. She said that Israel is committing genocide, ethnic genocide. Flat out wrong, flat out untrue, complete lie. And instead of at least trying to push back against what this student said, Harris said, you know, this is your truth, the great Oprah-ism of our time. You know, I've got my truth, you've got yours, let's call the whole thing off. She shouldn't have said that. She was quite right to say that the girl in question had the right to express her opinion in America. Of course she does. But that's quite different from having the right to libel the state of Israel and expect the vice president to just nod along.
Douglas, I'm seeing the big push now that says Kamala Harris, the big comeback. She's going to lead the charge for the Democrats to try to save the House and Senate in the midterms. Do you think the Democrats are right to push all their cards and chips with the Harris campaign?
No, I don't. I think as exchanges like this show, she's not a great asset to the party. She is terrible in exchanges like the one we've just seen. She's horrible in a corner. Whenever she's asked a difficult question, she has these very strange reactions, the sort of things like the great laugh and the chortling and things at totally inappropriate times. I don't think, I think it's a demonstration the Democrats are in trouble. What I worry about more is that America's allies worldwide see this sort of thing and start to worry. You know, this administration was meant to be talking about building alliances and rebuilding alliances as if Donald Trump had trashed them all, which he hadn't. And now we see just days after each other, we see what happened with America's allies in Afghanistan. We see last week Democrats, members of Harris's own party, voting to defund the Iron Dome. That is, to defund a defensive weapons system. And now we see the vice president just sort of nodding along as a very, very ignorant American student libels an ally. People I speak to around the world, including in recent days in Israel, are concerned about this. They're concerned when they see people this senior trashing and allowing the trashing of American allies.
Yeah, Douglas, that was one thing. Real quick, the term that General Milley agreed with was damaged. Talk about a relationship after Afghanistan. What term would you use?
Yeah, damaged is the start of it. It's a soft version of it. But what we see, and I've said this a number of times in recent weeks, is we see the perspective of America in the world looking like it's not a particularly dangerous enemy to have, and it's not a very good friend. That is more than dangerous. That's lethal.
Exactly. Douglas Murray, thanks so much. Appreciate it.
It's a great pleasure.
All right, 5 minutes now before the top of the